Ladies and gentlemen, we are once again live ahead of a historic Trump bill signing on milk. What is up, Lars Barth? Trump is signing a bill to make it now okay to sell 1 and 2%, or sorry, 2% and whole milk in schools. Loom says it would be very hard for him to discuss Greenland. Not to discuss Greenland. Yeah, I actually took a no Greenland position originally, but he was truthing about it this morning. It's kind of all over. Um, so I kind of agree with your point. And obviously they're going to hold the whole meeting on Greenland because JD had met with some of them. I think it's pretty likely. I really couldn't settle on final positions. I mean, what I was thinking about was no Maduro, no too late, but those are priced pretty, reasonably. If I could get no Maduro at 70, I probably would, but it's kind of getting up there already. I think this speech naturally feels more like a, more favorable till no shares. You can kind of see that reflected in a lot of the pricing. So I mean, obviously the bill signing just relates to this whole milk deal, but so I think his prepared remarks in the open is going to be, why milk? So the order that he's signing, Bipop, is about adding 2% and whole milk in schools. PMC's a washed fonder. I know, dude. I am so washed. I'm not washed from bonding. I'm washed because I've been so focused on sports lately that I'm just out of the loop with mentions. Do I think there will be a Q&A? Yes, I do. There usually are at these types of signings. So I mean, my thought process now is maybe for this speech I'll do a mix of accumulating yes shares on some of these high probability ones if they dip significantly lower, if he doesn't hit them in the remarks, because theoretically Greenland, Iran probably shouldn't move that much if he doesn't hit it in the open. Great game versus Ole Miss. Miami looking strong. I don't think Miami can touch Indiana though. I mean, Indiana looks unstoppable. But it'd be bizarre if they had a close game. Maybe it can happen. I mean, it's kind of meant to be, right? With the national championship being in Miami, all the cards are lining up for Miami to just shock the world. Somalian. I am looking at that one down in the low 40s. I like Greenland, no, but I imagine if we get Q&A, Greenland will dominate. Yeah, exactly. And I think we will get Q&A, which is why I don't have no Greenland. No, this is not close press. Is there actual close press FUD going around? Good morning, Loxy. Do you have any positions, Loxy? Is there really a close press FUD somewhere? Is that just in, are people saying that in ideas? Should I add to the FUD? You like Somali no? Yeah, I wouldn't buy Somali no in the 60s. Now it's a 50-50 strike. Interestingly, nuclear is at 60 versus Iran at 80. Because they just go so hand in hand together. What's the actual probability of him saying Iran but not nuclear? Thoughts on the COVID strike controversy from last night? I actually missed that one. You have Bone, yes? Why don't I buy Hottest 8 Wars? I mean, 8 Wars is interesting. At least when I was in the 30s. Or yeah, it's still in the 30s. But this is a totally different speech from yesterday, obviously, it being a bill signing. I don't know. Like, my thought process, again, right now is just, like, play this live, find words that he doesn't say in the remarks, maybe try to buy them cheap, assuming there's Q&A. That's kind of my thought process. So, probably, like, Somali, Hottest, 8 War. If I can get these maybe closer to, like, 20 before Q&A, I think there's a decent chance if I have limits set up. Greenland delegation at the White House. Yeah, there is all this Greenland stuff happening. So that's like what's supposed to dominate Q&A. That's why Greenland's up in the 80s, even though this is centered around milk. Which is so bizarre, by the way, this being about milk. I got to get back into the groove of mentions, man. My brain's been so dialed in on sports. I missed Mamdani today. I didn't even trade it. Well, there too, I was doing content. I spent like 3 hours today making that video this morning. But it's nice. I can kind of chill out a little bit after going really hard and having a successful last week to do some content, all this stuff. Yeah, I mean, if it goes to Q&A, they're obviously going to ask about Greenland, I think. I think Trump will probably... I still feel like there's a way Somalians going to kind of come up. Look, Tyler. Doing the best I can. Doing the best I can over here. My brain was so fried after this weekend of just like staring at order books for like 10 hours on the freaking NFL games back to back 2 days. You gotta play the long game. That's how I don't know how Moonlight does it. I guess, I would do it if I was, yeah. But he's like playing everything. Are you on anything, Varun? Oh, he's really 16? I mean, I would have endless energy if I was making like 70K a month. You're on no crypto Bitcoin? How low is it actually getting for this? Seems like there's some like huge walls up at like 93. Yeah, it is, CJ. Hottest at 40. Isn't it pretty rare he doesn't say it? Yeah, it is pretty rare, but you guys got to remember, all of these prices are very context dependent on like what the event is going to center around. So if you just look at like hottest in a vacuum, you might be like, hey, I saw some of these strikes. They were at like 90% yesterday. Why are they now at 40%? Well, you can't look at them in a vacuum, right? Like today is not a speech. It's a bill signing, right? So it's a bill signing on milk. So that means like his whole open and prepared remarks are probably not going to center around his like usual talking points. So like hottest, probably not going to come up in the opening remarks. If anything, it's going to come up in Q&A. So that's why like you see a lot of these words trading at a pretty big discount. Are they probably oversold? Yeah, they're probably oversold. Like if anything, I'm thinking of buying yes on hottest, and I'm thinking of buying yes on 8 War. But we'll see. I'm going to try to pick up more context as they go in live. I missed the whole closed versus open press FUD. Those were a lot of fun. If he starts rambling, he can hit a lot of these things. Like nuclear in the 60s, that just to me doesn't sit right. If Iran's in the 80s, that's the only thing I'm like just thinking. Biden at 79. I mean, if there's ever a time to take no Biden, man. I would say Biden's pretty close to fair value, probably. Maybe I'll actually have the confidence to bite the bullet and buy yes Biden, and then I'll get rinsed if I buy it live. Yeah. It's a pretty good setup for him to somehow dodge Biden. Like with what the topics are about. Man, I gotta be like Tyrael. He's gonna go golf later today. That sounds like such a fun life. All I do is sit in my freaking apartment all day. Ah, I need hobbies, dude. I don't even play video games anymore. You just started in this down 150 right now, but inshallah we learn. Yeah, just make sure you're like starting with a really, really small amount in the beginning, you know? Start with like $50 in the beginning and do like $5 on each word. Just give yourself enough time to learn because you're going to make a ton of mistakes in the beginning. Like there's no way you're going to actually be profitable in the beginning. I'm down to run Counter-Strike, Varun. Is he really going to talk about Iran or he doesn't care a lot? It's just my bubble. He's going to talk about Iran if it gets to Q&A. Hobbies overrated? Yeah, true. I went to bed early yesterday for the first time. I missed a ton of college basketball games. It was 10 p.m. and I was like, you know what? Should I be up till 1 a.m. every damn day? Just looking at these things and clicking buttons? And I went to bed. And you know what? I only made like $400 yesterday. And I was like, do I feel good about myself? No. Kalshi is your hobby, BitBop? There you go. It's my everything, apparently. I think I need to drink more. That's what it is, you know? I took a break off drinking this month, and now I'm like, you know what? Need to go to bars more. Phantom's always in a bar. All right, looks like there's some more commentary on sports on Kalshi going on Twitter. While we wait for this, let's see. I feel like it'd be fun to do. It is the new video game. I kind of feel that way, honestly, especially when it's like really exciting markets. Yeah, I'm gaining knowledge about the world and sports. I feel like it'd be a fun segment for another stream to do day drinking on Kalshi. That's what I did the last 3 months, dude. I would be drinking at like noon and doing these mention streams. But then it got out of hand. I don't recommend drinking to everyone. You know what I mean? This is you know. But I feel like a good bit would be pulling up all those like trading strategy stuff on Twitter, the stuff that's like, oh, I built a trading bot or whatever, and reviewing them, maybe even testing them out. That could be a fun bit. Honestly, Nishurd, I don't know how to pronounce that. I guess I'll say Nishurd. Crypto, 15 minutes. Um, I don't recommend drinking, so I'm not like, but I will say, if you're someone like me, who struggles to pull the trigger, in like spots where you know you have an edge and you know you need to size up. Exactly to what Axu's saying. Like sometimes when I'm like clicking sports, it's like, I'm clicking pretty big orders of like maybe like 10K sometimes. And like if I'm stressed, I won't do it. Versus if I'm like a little buzzed, I could, You enjoyed the YouTube video today? Good. See, I'm trying to cut down on my complete total slop content and add some like real good content in there. That's the goal for 2026. And I think I'll like it more, because I like longer form content. I want to do some like in-person interviews too, like long talks with like traders, maybe people building in the space. Do you not struggle with sizing up, Nishard? Are you just like, you're very risk on? My biggest thing is I struggle with, sizing up. But I've been getting way better. For the Super Bowl announcer mentions in a few weeks, I'm going to have, let's say, $20,000 on that at least. I'll post all my positions because it'll be the last NFL game of the year. I'll post all my positions. I'll probably have 20K on the announcer mentions. And we'll ride. Tier list format? Best trades, best categories, best bonds. Yeah, that'd be fun too, like a tier list. I don't always like doing a tier list of like other people or traders and stuff because then I feel pretentious. But I think there's something I could do there with like a tier list. Do a podcast with Polyfactual or Ivan and Phantom. Yeah, that'd be cool. A live on a Mamdani event, yeah. I don't know. I would, that would be risky there with the whole courtsiding stuff. I don't know how much I want people to kill the space, kind of go into events. It'll make people scared to trade live. And I feel like it's kind of not looked upon the best to courtside. But interested to see how I research a market or any tips around that. Yeah, I'm going to try to do that in my next video. Guaranteed profits on company earnings caught 2K this morning. When you say guaranteed, is it just like, are you fast clicking after a word set, or are you just like, are people just mispricing stuff? Because like, as much as people talk shit on bonding, isn't it against Kalshi policy? Yeah, I don't know. I think it probably is. That's why I wouldn't do it. But I'm curious what that person was doing on earnings calls. Because, like, I'm very careful to not say stuff is free money in terms of, like, bonding, things like that. But I will tell you firsthand, if you look closely enough at markets, I'm not joking, you can find free money sometimes. Like, some of the spots I've gotten in, stuff that I'm not public and I'm not going to stream about, but like, because obviously I want to keep it close to wraps if I have like certain good edges and stuff. But like, man, some spots I found are just like so free. It's insane. So it definitely exists. It's just like, I'm cautious to ever. Man, this is going to be delayed again. Yep. We have been getting that money lately. But now NFL's dying, so like it's going to end. Only got 7 games left. But should be another banger weekend, hopefully. I got to learn basketball, though. Yeah, exactly, Untelco. That's my main point. Thankfully, when I'm in spots like that, I haven't had a fear to size up. Any plans for life after NFL? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to sort out now. Because, like, even now, it's not like we get Thursday night football or anything. So, I guess I have to pivot to basketball for announcer mentions. And I need to... probably I'll go back to trading mentions more. Like, locking in a little more. There's so many events now. I probably should spend more time on mentions. Do I still ARB? Yes, I am ARBing right now, but I'm only ARBing same site. Using sports APIs to get faster info. No, that's a good thing to do, to use like good data feeds, but Every market maker is already using the best data feeds, at least those that are like making with size. So, do you know if any other sports in Kesha have a bunch of markets like player props, money lines, spread points, etc.? Basketball has, spread points, but it doesn't have player props. Yeah, I mean, for what I was doing, what I do mostly on sports, yeah, it's not really analytics or systemized at all. Um, but again, it's not like something that's gonna last long. It's just like a temporary thing I found. Uh, we need NBA combos. I know. I think they have them through the RFQ system. Wait, RSPN has Trump out? Just AP's delayed? How is RSPN? Thank you, Raymond. I'm glad it was helpful. I
It's a 1 year, 10%. Let the people have a break.
Wait, is this live?
Funding for sanctuary cities on February 1st.
That's right.
What kind of funding?
You'll see. It'll be significant.
Guys, this probably won't count for the mention, by the way.
Well, I'm going to meet with the insurance companies, but I want the money to go directly to the people. Into a healthcare savings account, but directly to the people so the people can buy their own healthcare.
On Thursday, with the 6-year anniversary of signing the phase
I
one
don't
trade
think it's
deal,
live.
which I
Yeah,
have the
okay,
signature.
okay, good.
That-
I assume, because I'm like, why would he be coming off Air Force One? But of course, freaking RSPN says live coverage. Like, what is the use of saying live coverage? Well, if so, Lars, keep it under wraps, okay? Keep it close. Made some easy mispricing money on NBA games. Nice. Hopefully that'll be me. I gotta learn NBA, like I said. I've so far just been watching a ton of games. Like, I've been watching like 2 games. I watched 2 games yesterday. I watched a few games over the weekend. Just watching them closely, seeing how the lines move. BitBop, you got lucky last time on... No. What did he get lucky on? Are you talking about when he bonded that one meeting? And people were debating if it goes yes or no for like the Zelensky stuff? BitBop was jacked. Man, how delayed is this gonna be? We need a Trump delay. Whoa, a ton of stuff just went by. Let me see if I can pull it back up. I do that too, Cal the bot, but it's kind of hard to do it just from watching, to be honest, because people will put huge walls up pretty fast. Man. Well, I guess it's only 20 minutes. Trump regularly does 45 minutes. Do I have money in stocks or whatever? Yes. I have a pretty large portfolio in index funds. So I never pick individual stocks, but mostly in retirement accounts. I worked for like 5 years as a CPA before this. So before jumping into this, I set a lot of money aside in like stocks. I mean, not that much comparatively to like some people, but at least for me it is. I'm not a dividend hero. I actually am negative. Like I'm not a yeah. I'm actually VTI, but I love VU. I am not a dividend bro. I hate dividends. It's a taxable event. Like, unless you have it in a retirement account, why would you ever dividend? Is the White House better than AP? How old am I? I'm 26. Usually the AP is actually better if they're live for most users because the AP will not have as long of a built-in broadcast delay versus YouTube will build in a broadcast delay. There are certain ways to get faster streams, but a lot of people would be mad at me if I like openly publicized it, so I try to keep it under wraps. I'm sorry. I just don't, But there's ways you can figure it out. I'm sure some of you can figure it out. It's not like it's that secret of info. Yeah, no, I didn't get my CPA at 21. I got my CPA when I was 23, I think. So I was only a CPA for, like, I guess 3 years, or I don't know. You'll go back to making options plays. I'm very questionable on trading options for retail users, but you know what? People can do their own things. Varun, for some reason, thinks he can trade options too, but I let people, I don't know. I'm pretty bearish on individuals trading options, but I don't know. I know there's like safe strategies you can do if you're selling covered calls or covered puts or whatever, but yeah, I'm calling you out, Varun. I just think for the vast majority of people, they're just safer just putting money in index funds and just not touching it. Like, if you're young, if you're in your young 20s, and you're able to stow away like maybe 10% of your income, maybe 15%. I get that that's really hard for a lot of people. Because, I made like 60K when I started at school. What are the odds he cancels because of Iran? I don't see it. Is there really a chance of this getting canceled with all this Iran stuff? I guess the Iran stuff's kind of breaking, right? With like, might literally be out. Like, wow, maybe they're right. Are people just fudding this, or let me check. I got to make sure I have up-to-date stuff from the White House then, if people are saying this. There is no information currently from the White House, from what I can tell, at least from Press Pool, saying that this is going to be closed. But I'm sure people are probably thinking about that. Videos coming out of Iran are so sad. Yeah. I know. It's a tough world, seeing stuff that goes on. I remember following the Venezuelan election very closely last year when they were doing it, because I was following the market on it. Yeah, exactly, Varun. No, I will say, Varun, people have a decent actual reason for like thinking it could potentially be closed press, in the sense of like this getting canceled with Iranian strikes. Do I think it's gonna happen? But no, but like there's a world at least. Like, let me look at some of these Iranian markets. Yeah, they're spiking a little bit, but I guess they're not that high. Okay, so I don't know. I think it's probably overblown. What did OSINT just post? Let's see. Major USAF tanker sortie out of Al Udeid Air Base ongoing as U.S. forces evacuate the vulnerable installation. Damn, dude. This stuff's ramping up. Isn't it crazy how knowledgeable we are on geopolitical stuff, like following all this, versus like all the rest of the people in the world probably have no idea all this stuff going on? Like the fact that there's this high of a probability of a strike tomorrow. 700 billion cost for Greenland. Yeah, I mean, that's why people think Greenland's price so high of coming up in Q&A. But it's just, let's see. Okay, nothing from the White House pool. That's that important. But yeah, it is really cool, like how locked in on stuff you can be. Just following prediction markets. 1.2K pending from yesterday? I thought they paid out the Trump speech. Which market? Yeah, he definitely has stayed in power, Kamanai. Like, he's had a ton of revolts historically. So it's definitely not over. I guess we just have to be ready if this somehow does flip to close to be like one of the first to just load up on nose. Let's see, are people fudding in the Discord? Let's check ideas. Yeah, you're probably right on like the news stuff somewhat. I mean, it's definitely an angle. I bet, JC and BitBop, do you guys get sad when I beat you guys on Snipe sometimes manually? At least on the college football mentions? No, I don't know if you guys run it for college football, but I do sometimes on college football. I do. I've sniped I've had like 1K days sniping college football. Maybe it's because your bots are like uncertain, but because sometimes when they say like turf, it's not as certain for the bots, so they won't hit it. But for some reason, I cleaned up on college football. Yeah, I remember Logan talking about that too. People were saying that. I did that without antenna, BitBop. I still haven't set up my antenna. Define sniping. It's just being first to click if a word's said, basically. So you just take out any of the shares still in the order book. It's not like the most worthwhile endeavor because, the markets aren't like that deep liquidity wise. What does Bone relate to? Let's check. Let's see when he's last talked about bones. He's used it when talking about like stuff getting stripped down to the bones, great bones. Yeah, you're right, Olivier, for sure. But it's kind of hard to, it's getting harder and harder to farm, Oh, milk is good for your bones. I wasn't even thinking. Yeah, that's so obvious. Oh my gosh, that'll be so funny. Wow. You're gonna move to stock market, BitBop? For trading? It's pretty difficult, prediction market versus stock market. What is the strategy for these kinds of trades for mentioned markets? I mean, there's a lot of different strategies. Oh, for trading based on what Trump other people say. Interesting. That's kind of hard though, right? But for mentions, Kayla, I mean, it's like, you can combine historical transcripts, historical word frequencies. You can look at current events, vibes of the day. There's so many angles to look at for, mentions. Do I create models and all that type of thing? Yeah, it's more of a if it works, I kind of keep going. Yeah, you're right, Lars. That 100% happens. I more so just use that book as a signal of what's the outcome of the play. I mean, to answer your question, Wally, in a perfect world, my favorite types of trades are like ARBs. Like, I don't love being directional, but obviously, is this close press or what's happening? People are freaking out that it could be close press because A, it's getting delayed, and with everything going on in Iran, people are like thinking, is there a chance this could somehow get canceled? But there's been no indication from the press pool that any of that's happened yet. So, do I ARB on sports markets? Yeah, I do. But mostly same platform. Like, I'm not, you know. Yeah, Trump can be super late. That's why you're seeing it not like super priced in. Have I tried court siding? No, I haven't. They're going to institute delays eventually. They already got CFTC approval. So it's probably not the best long-term strategy. And it's kind of frowned down upon a little, or yeah, frowned upon a little bit. Oh, geez. Okay, I'm getting some interesting ideas, comments. Sus ass shit going on right now. 30 minutes late. Got to be getting briefing or something. When is he gonna start? Watch him say Epstein. Haha. He say nuclear? I love these people. These people that'll like pick stuff and won't even watch. Same stuff happens on sports. They're just like, did he say it? Didn't hear just say affordability. This person was probably watching the RSBN thing. Auto industry, economy. There is no way. There is no way, says Bobby Kennedy, when he's doing like a Make America Healthy Again bill signing. No, I'm not, James. I don't think I do enough volume. Maybe I will in 2026 because, like I said, I've been pumping up my volume. I've done 1.2 million or so in volume the last 2 weeks, which is like not that much. There's people that literally do 100x what I do. So I don't know. I don't know what the levels are that they reach out to people. Keep scrolling. We got, how can I watch this live? Man, the amount of people that don't know where the White House short-term edges. Yeah, I mean, a lot of edges are short-term. You just got to adapt. I've gone through so many different edges. That's why I don't get like too worried. You know, because I know edges are naturally going to dry up. You just got to be clever to keep finding new stuff. Like my NFL edge that I have now, obviously that's not going to last. NFL's ending. Yeah, market for Trump event delays would be good. They have those for Caroline Levitt. I don't know why they don't do it for Trump. It'd be fun to give us something to look at least while we wait. 4 mil in volume. Maybe that's the threshold. Gotta add my daily FUD in the mentions Discord. I don't know where our orange trend is, Dim. I'm waiting. I add that FUD every time these things are a few minutes late. I've added that FUD so many times that no one can actually tell me I'm spreading actual FUD. Monica Lewinsky is visiting the White House? NFL markets are gutted. All the no's are like 60 to 70 cents in the third quarter. Oh, now Ivan's coming in the chat trying to FUD. Do I have plans for after trading prediction markets? Or are you hoping to do this until you can retire? I would love to do this for, I don't know, I have really big plans for 2026. Yeah, I have big plans for 2026, basically, to try to just like go on a generational run, hopefully. But yeah, I don't know what I do after prediction markets. I kind of view everything that's happening right now as very finite. That's why I'm like, I have to be on 12 hours a day, you know, content trading, like, because I don't know how long this will last, both in terms of like regulatory wise and in terms of just the edges available on these markets right now because they're so inefficient. Yeah, Ivan. So that's why I'm just like, you know, this next year and everything, I'm just like, I have to 7 days a week freaking go all out. And then if this doesn't, like, if it all dries up or whatever, then I'll just go back to being an accountant. Like, I mean, I can go back to my old company, you know, and just do all that. So to me, it's like a once in a lifetime opportunity. And I think one of the benefits of at least the perspective I have is that I worked a very grueling, demanding job for the last 5 years. Like when I was in public accounting, I would frequently pull 80+ hour weeks during like busy season, stuff like that. Even when I worked in industry, I would have nights where I'd be on like 12:30 past midnight calls with the team, like trying to get SEC reporting out, stuff like that. So yeah, I feel like having worked such a grueling job before, I'm like, just, it makes me so grateful to what I can do now. Even though I'm like putting in all the hours, it's like so enjoyable, you know, to like run for it. Couple years on this being the Wild West. Yeah, I think we at least have a couple years left. Definitely with this like admin. Think you have time before it gets too efficient? Imagine as you scale your infra skills so you still keep some edge. Yeah, there's definitely a while till this is more efficient. Do I do my own taxes? No, I was not a tax accountant. I was just in like, so I did audit originally, which is like the most soul-sucking job. You're literally reviewing financial statements of freaking companies. And you have like crazy hours during busy season. You almost did audit but chose banking instead. Yeah, if you can ever choose banking over audit, I don't know why anyone would ever choose audit. But I mean, banking is super grueling. I wanted to do banking. I just didn't go to a target school. So I went to a state school. Maybe if I like tried harder and earlier, I would have had a chance. Well, I'd like to become professional as domer. Yeah. I just don't know how long that's a realistic thing, you know? I do too. I enjoy them a lot. But like, domer obviously has done it. Like right now we're in the golden age where like everything's still super inefficient. I don't know in 4 years if that's still a thing. How many people did I screw over auditing? I mean, I definitely made people's... I like to think I did, even though audit is like such a soul-sucking... Because it's funny, I did auditing and then you go on to the industry side of things and then you're literally dealing with auditors. Like when I was in corporate accounting, I would have to talk to auditors all the time during public accounting. This is not a knock on auditors, but like, yeah, auditors can be really stupid and they just have like no idea what's actually happening at these companies, like accounting wise. The fact that like you go straight into audit out of school when you've like never done corporate accounting before kind of blows my mind because you just don't know how stuff actually works. I'm getting too in the nitty gritties of accounting, but I mean, you can say the auditors aren't really paid to find fraud, to be honest. Fraud's a very small part of audit because the idea is just like if there's actual fraud going on, there's only so much auditors could really do. And they can kind of be like, okay. It's less so making sure that people are not doing shady stuff with money, and it's more so making sure that like their financial statements are free from material misstatements. So it's a lot less about fraud, a lot more about like the technicalities of like technical accounting, SEC guidelines, you know, PCAOB audit rules of like what type of documentation you need around certain things. So it's like very kind of technical in like the most boring sense. And a lot of what you end up doing in audit is like totally worthless and you know it is, but you have to do it because of technical rulings, you know what I mean? And you know, your job as an auditor is to do the most efficient audit for the least man hours possible while still checking all the boxes of what you have to do. Yeah, maybe in a sense, Danny, but it's like it's not exciting work. You're kind of not incentivized to like find actual stuff, because if you actually find shit going on, it becomes a whole ordeal. Like you have to do like finding bad stuff in an audit is like you have to do more documentation. You have to potentially try to bill the client for overages they're going to fight you on unless it's all caused by them. Like I was on a few nightmare audits. I was on a few like pretty big clients. I did get to do some pretty cool audits, like some on aerospace companies and some on I had one that had like huge amount of goodwill impairment one of the years I was doing an audit, because it was during COVID when there was all that inflationary pressures and their margins just got killed, and it was like freaking nightmare documenting goodwill. Yeah, there you go, Adam. There's nothing like it, you know? Don't get me started on internal controls. I love me some review control, some management review control documentation. I will say I was a pretty beast auditor. You know, I would get the most efficient job done. And then the other thing is like the way audit works now at these like mega firms, it's like your entire team is offshore. Like when I first started working, I had like a team of maybe 12 to 15 people all onshore. And then we had like a couple people offshore. My second year, we had like maybe 7 to 8 people onshore and then like 5 people onshore. My third year, when I was like the lead senior on the job, I had like 1 associate onshore, and then I had like a team of like 6 to 8 offshore people on different time zones that you have to manage. Becomes a pain in the ass. When is this starting, dude? Look, this stream is just the waiting room for Trump every time. You know, It's 1 hour. We wait for Trump. Yeah, so you get it with everyone being offshore. It got to the point, dude, where I'd have to get up at like 7 a.m. to talk with all my offshore team, and that'd be like 3 hours. Do you really think he's gonna cancel, JC? Or are you just spreading fraud? Or not fraud, but FUD. See, all this fraud talk is getting me. Prices have not been reacting. All right, only minor FUD. Trade 15-minute Bitcoin? No, thank you. I do not recommend anyone trade 15-minute BTC, by the way, or any 15-minute crypto markets, unless you're market making them. Have I been trading the Mamdani markets? Yeah, I have slightly, but I don't have good data on Mamdani yet. I would have to like manually pull the data. I'm trying to work with the person who I use their mention market data tool to add Mamdani. Hopefully they do soon. I think they will. And then I'll play Mamdani stuff more confidently. Tetris with 30 cans is in. Only 30 cans, dude. We're stacked up right here. I have to have 3 in the vicinity at any moment. Yeah, I know. There's that one guy on Mamdani that knows everything about Mamdani. I don't know how. Is he connected? Because, like, he knows when the speeches are happening. I don't know where to get public info on, like, Mamdani's freaking schedule of when he's even going live. A friend working for them, supposedly. That's got to be so much edge, dude, because these markets are always live. If you have a friend that you could just ask what his next speech is going to be about, there's so much alpha. Like, if you just know that his speech is going to be about XYZ bill or XYZ appointment, whoever's first to price that into the periodic market they always have open for Mamdani, like, that's crazy edge. Do I think that's insider? I don't know if that would qualify as an insider, to be honest. I don't really know how the rules work. Dude, Bones getting pretty high up. I really hope Bones hits. You've been cooking on Mamdani? Why do I think they're so much better on Kalshi compared to Poly? I don't know. I mean, I think part of it for sure is Jake on the Kalshi team just prioritizes mentions heavy. I mean, he adds so many. He adds them early, never misses a speech. And then it's a really good community. Like, even when I'm not trading mentions, I'm always in the mentions Discord. Sure, there's like a lot of shit that people shit talk, whatever. But it's just like a fun group of people. Because no one can be that cocky or pretentious because we're all literally trading on what words people will say in the speech. So we're doing the dumbest shit ever. So it's just funny. You don't like the counting strikes, Varun? CBS interview got added 15 minutes before air yesterday. Did it really? Oh, on Poly? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's so late, so how are you ever going to have, like, liquidity? I've told them that. I have told some of them. I'm like, if you wanted to get it, you need to add the markets earlier. But it's also kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy because it's like whoever gets the deeper liquidity and volume first on a market segment, it's like hard to convince people to switch over, you know? So, like, look at this, dude. This is already at 400K volume. I mean, let me refresh. Hasn't even started. It's going to do another probably 500K. Yeah, it can be a vicious cycle with liquidity. That's why I think, like, I'm extremely bearish on any new prediction market that we're ever going to start. Because I've had a ton of people DM me, oh, look at my new prediction market. We're doing XYZ differently. It's like, dude, I'm just sorry. Like, if you're trying to make a new prediction market right now and you don't actually have, like, the infra, all this other stuff, I just don't know how you'd ever compete. The only people who could actually launch a successful prediction market right now would be, like, a Robinhood launching their own. You could maybe say, too, like a DraftKings or FanDuel, but wow, dude, the FUD is actually starting to be priced in, dude. No Bobby Kennedy now up to 25. Iran holding steady at 20. Again, there's been no official info that I can see that has come out. But FUD is starting to get priced in on this market, let me tell you, dude. Stuff is trickling up there. Although somehow Trillion has gone up in price. This was at 61 when I first looked at it. So I guess there's going to be an edge as soon as you click, like as soon as he officially comes live to click. Robinhood has prediction markets already. Yeah, but aren't the markets they currently offer still just Kalshi markets, or have they started offering their own? I honestly don't know. When was this scheduled for? It was scheduled for 2 p.m. But this is a very normal occurrence, Zach, that these get super delayed. That's why, like, you actually can see that these markets aren't, like, reacting much to this getting delayed. How many monitors, screens? I have 3. So right here's my camera, which is just my phone. Right here's one of my screens. Other screen, other screen. I don't personally know how you could ever trade or do anything on a computer without at least like a widescreen secondary screen. Having worked in like with multiple screens during my day job for the last 5 years, I don't know how you do it without having multiple screens. Just seems so impossible. Like when I used to forget a second monitor and I'd go to the client site, check Discord truth post. Let's see. Is that a real truth? That has to be fake. The likes are crazy. That is totally fake. I you can't get me on this stuff. I am so ready for FUD. I can't believe that guy is actually spreading FUD with a fake True Social post. Dude, this is hilarious. People are taking this to another level, dude. People are asking, is this real, bro? I know, I can see it's you, Tyler. This is just like... If you commented that in Ideas, that would actually get people... I don't know if Ideas lets you post photos like that, but... She would. I'm surprised, man. The market's so resilient. Like 2 months ago, everything would be priced at like 50-50 right now. All these mentions people now know this shit happens all the time. They're all so ready. I guess what's the first thing to click once this immediately turns open? Yes, Bobby Kennedy. Like, it's come down from like 80s to 90s. Has Trump even like posted a truth since this has all been going on? Let me check. No, he hasn't posted a truth since this morning. Still nothing from the press pool. Is RSPN saying anything? Should I be listening to RSPN? I guess AP's not really going to tell me anything.
Transparent. So we'll take a commercial break for those sponsors right now.
Oh, right as I go to RSPN, he's about to go on a commercial break. I don't want to hear these freaking crazy commercials. But let me see. I should have RSPN open. I can see your chats, Ivan. Am I exclusively live trading? I have been lately, Zephyr. I'm kind of getting back into the flow of mentions. The last like 5 days, I didn't trade a lot of mentions. I don't want a cure for cancer from All Pharmacy, but I've been so dialed in on Sports Zephyr, to be honest, that I'm now out a little bit on mentions. I gotta get my confidence back, even though I've been doing well on mentions, but like, so that's why I haven't been like taking big positions before speeches. So I'm mostly gonna live trade this one. More people are coming in to say this signing event is probably canceled. But look, you're not seeing it reflected in the prices at all. People are holding pretty steady. Why do you think it's canceled, Jay Davis? Yeah, people really think the U.S. is striking Iran. Holy shit. White House is live? Oh, yeah, that's why this just jumped from 78 to 84. Okay, it's about to happen. White House is live. That's a good sign. Let me, Okay. Yeah, guys, this is definitely happening now. Let me pull up White House stream. Let me just speed this up really quick. Un momento. Elon just quoted a Kalshi tweet on what? Oh my gosh, why is my freaking OneNote so glitchy? Hold up. All right. I just gotta have both streams up in case one of them's faster. I think AP is usually pretty fast. All right, I have both White House and AP up, so I'll switch depending on which one's faster. Yeah, so what I was saying on like the click, you can see right when White House went live, Bobby Kennedy went from 78 to like 88. Yeah, you got it at 82? Yeah, good move. That's what I was saying. As soon as this was like for sure to be open, all the bonds are gonna just get bonded. Oh,
Okay. Hello, everybody.
White House is faster.
Thank you very much. You see that beautiful milk? That's what we're here for. We're going to be discussing milk and whole milk and how good it is,
Let me change.
how nourishing. And these people all come from beautiful farms. They have a wonderful life, and they're happier today than they would have been.
He said
if we didn't
farms,
sign
not
this.
farmer.
So we'll be talking about that in a second. Will, could you read the first two items, and we're going to get going after that. We'll be talking about a couple of things. We have
Such a weird camera
some
angle.
news on Iran, which we're going to talk about.
Iran already.
Shortly before you all came in, the president
It's
signed
already bonded.
2 executive actions. The first is the result of a Section
It's bonded
232
99 already.
trade investigation into
Wow,
critical
Iran
mineral
right off the bat.
supplies. What it does is it sets up a mechanism, a process by which the United States will seek to secure its international supply chain of critical minerals and critical mineral-derived products. The second is actually the result of another Section 232 trade investigation, this one into semiconductors. It sets up a 2-phase process.
Semiconductors.
Under the first phase, semiconductors that are imported into the United States of America that are not then used domestically to build out our AI or computing architecture here will be subject to a 25%
I think I see
tariff.
RFK
for
behind
example, Semiconductors that were transshipped through the United States
No
to
tariff
other foreign
strike?
countries would be subject to that
Interesting.
25% tariff. But those are 2 executive actions that the president reviewed shortly before you all came in.
So they're going to sell chips, basically, and it's a chip. It's not the highest level, but it's a very good level. And China wants them, and other people want them.
China
and we're
already.
going to be making 25% on the sale of those chips, basically. So we're allowing them to do it,
I
but the
can't even-
United States is getting
Can't even bond that fast.
25% of the chips in terms of the dollar value, and I think it's a very good deal, great deal. We're taking billions of dollars, and they've done a fantastic job. But it's not the Blackwell or the Rubin; those are the
Pretty
two
bullish on
but it's a
trillions
very
with
good
him
chip.
talking about tariffs.
And people want it, and we think it's in our best interest to do. And we have some other little things to talk about. Maybe we'll start that first. Should I start that first? I think they're going to want me to. I have a feeling they're going to want me to.
Start.
We have
chips first.
been notified, and pretty strongly, but we'll find out what that all means. But we've been told that the killing in Iran is stopping. It's stopped. It's stopping. And there's no plan for executions or an execution or executions. So I've been told that on good authority. We'll find out about it. I'm sure if it happens, we'll all be very upset, including you will be very upset. But that's just gotten to me some information that the killing has stopped, that the executions have stopped. They're not going to have an execution, which a lot of people were talking about for the last couple of days. Today was going to be the day of execution. And another piece of information that I think is very important is the leaker has been found and is in jail right now. And that's the leaker on Venezuela. And a very bad leaker. So there could be some others, and we'll let you know about that. We're hot on their trail. But the leaker has been found, and the leaker's in jail. And will probably be in jail for a long time. We'll
See,
what
maybe I can
happens.
get some of these.
So we'll let you know. We'll keep you apprised as to what's going to happen with that. And I want to thank all of the incredible people behind me, political people, both Republicans and Democrats,
Get some, no
because they
Maduro.
like whole milk. Whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, whole milk is right.
Maduro kind of spiked on
Like a
that. Maybe
great
pick
thing.
some up.
The senator was in the office many years ago. It feels like many years ago, but quite a while ago, right at the beginning of my first term.
Yeah, Elijah Cummings.
Right, with Elijah, a very good person. You and I had a good relationship with him.
Take
At
some
that
of those.
time, I think you were a congressman.
32.
You've made a lot of progress.
Is the leaker talking about the?
Some would
Wow, wait, maybe that is the leaker.
I think you've done a great job. But it's great. It's great
Wait.
to have you here again. Thank you. Appreciate it. So today, I'm delighted to sign the Whole Milk for Healthy Kids Act
I didn't even think
into
about
law,
that.
which is a very important
That's
thing
the
for our
leaker you might be
farmers and
referring to.
I think maybe more important for our
Farmers.
people, right? The people that drink milk. This is the first
Pretty
bill
bonded.
signing of the new year, and it will ensure that millions of school-aged children have access to high-quality milk
Wow.
as we make America healthy again.
Dang,
I
Loxy.
want to thank
I didn't
Secretary
even
of
put two and two
Agriculture
together.
Brooke Rollins, who's behind me, Secretary of Health and Human Services Robert F. Kennedy Jr.,
There's
Senators
Kennedy.
John Bozeman and Mike Crapo, Roger Marshall, Peter Welch, as well as Representative G.T. Thompson and Tim Wahlberg, all great people. Also with us today is USDA National Nutrition Advisor Dr. Ben Carson, my friend for a long time. We went head to head, and it was not easy going head to head with Ben. Where's Ben? He's like, great. He still looks good. That's because he drinks a lot of milk. And some of our
He's gotta make the
nation's
bones
wonderful
joke.
dairy farmers and their children. They're going to be farmers for a long time, we hope. As it currently stands, schools participating in the National School Lunch Program are only able to offer students low or non-fat milk options. That was changed during the Obama administration.
Oh, he's talking about the
People
press
disagreed with
leaker.
it at the time. With this legislation, schools will finally be able to expand their offerings to include nutritious whole milk. It's actually a legal definition, whole milk. And it's whole with a W for those of you that have a problem. Most of the media will get that. This is the perfect follow-up to the new Real Food Pyramid, and Secretary Kennedy and Secretary Rollins announced that last week. You probably heard. This legislation also allows parents to directly request a substitute for milk for children with dairy intolerance. Previously, parents were required to submit a written statement from a doctor, but we're eliminating that rather ridiculous policy, allowing parents to choose what is best for their child, which is a big move. Hard to believe that that would be a big thing, but it is. And of course, these changes will be major victories for the American dairy farmers, who we love and who voted for me in great numbers, I will say. I think I got every one of them. In December, I also signed the Secure Rural Schools Reauthorization Act. And I'm proud to say that these two pieces of legislation
feel
will
bad
give
buying no
school-aged
bones,
children across the country the resources and support that they need not just to succeed, but really to thrive in life and later on in life. So I want to ask Secretary Rollins to say a few things, and then I'd like to ask Secretary Kennedy and Dr. Carson. I'd also like to hear from these great political leaders, senators, congressmen, if they'd like to say something. I'd be honored. So, Brooke, do you want to start?
Yes, sir. Thank you. And what a joy and an honor it is to be here. I feel like I have the best job in the world with representing all of these farmers.
This is
Mr.
moving up
President, not in our
fast.
lifetime, has
I
a
should have just
president,
market bought the
been a
75
president who
shares. What the
loves
hell
and
is wrong with
supports
me?
Our farmers
I'm so
more, and
stupid.
certainly the dairy farmers. I want to thank all of our farmers here today, sir. Most of them are 5th and 6th generation. They represent states from all across our country, and bringing the children to and seeing what the next generation of dairy farmers looks like. The amazing thing is some of these farmers back here from
Bones
Butler,
is definitely
Pennsylvania,
hitting.
he milks.
Where?
Is this more FUD?
I love Butler. I do.
Yeah, they love you. They love you. But he milks about 40 to 60 cows. And then we have Jamie from Wisconsin, who milks
Maybe
about
Bones could
5,000
come up if
cows.
Kennedy
they
talks and
represent
says,
all
like,
across
it's
the
good for
spectrum.
Bones.
And what this means, and I think it's important to note that in the last year, your support for these American farmers, for rural America, the One Big Beautiful bill was the largest investment in rural America in history. I think that's important
look,
to
we're
note.
seeing some of
The
these shares
trade,
get
and
pretty
I see
cheap.
my friend Jameson Greer over there and Howard Letnick on this end. We've
It's
opened
not
up
sure,
more
but
than
there's probably gonna be
24
a Q&A.
different
I would
markets.
imagine there's gonna be a
Milk
Q&A,
exports,
guys.
Dairy exports are up 23% just in the last year. And when you think about the ag deficit that happened under Joe Biden and the 4 years, we went from a surplus of agriculture products when we left the first time to a $50 billion deficit when we came back. So these are massive, massive wins for America, and I think it's important to note that.
Biden
I also
coming?
want to note, and you said it as well, that over a decade ago, Michelle Obama, in this very room, made an announcement on a short-sighted campaign to ditch the whole milk in schools, and that's what we're working to fix today. Last week, Bobby Kennedy and Ben Carson and Dr. Oz and the whole crew
This is such a funny
announced the
announcement. There's-
Dietary Guidelines for Americans 2025 to 2030,
2%
which
of whole
also
milk.
reintroduced full-fat dairy into a healthy diet. And today, by signing this bill, Senator Marshall and Congressman Thompson and both all the wonderful men to the right who worked so hard on this, Peter Welsh, it is a bipartisan issue, and understanding where we are in this country and how important the health of certainly our children are is so important. USDA is posting today the guidance. So we're signing the bill, and USDA, we're moving at Trump time, is posting today.
Yeah, I think
the
when he
new
gets to Q&A, he's
rulemaking
not
that
gonna
is
talk about this
necessary
milk
to
thing
get
at all.
whole
I agree.
milk back
Doesn't seem
into
like he
school
gives
lunches. So
a damn.
that's a
He's
really,
gonna talk
really
about
big
friggin'
deal.
How long will that take?
Iran, I think.
It should just take a few weeks, and then the milk starts moving in. So it's a big announcement, sir, for our schools and our children. And I know Secretary Kennedy will talk a little bit about the health issues, so I won't do that. I'll skip over that.
Kennedy
You
might
mentioned,
focus
and
on
the last thing
Bones.
I'll
That's
say,
where
I
Bones
know we're
could
here to
come
sign
up.
the bill on whole milk, but Senator
Yeah, I agree,
Kropo's work
Jaxie.
and our wonderful friend Doug LaMalfa, who we lost way too soon.
You could see Bone pump
Their
again
work on
when
securing
RFK
rural
starts
schools
talking about Bones.
reauthorization
Because
act,
RFK
how
will talk about
important that
Bones.
too is for
So
rural
Bone could go back
America.
up to like 30,
700
40,
eligible
in which
rural
case
counties
could make sense
across
to buy
the
Hill
nation
again.
are now guaranteed funds for schools,
gonna be
and
ready.
roads, and infrastructure. So, sir, you say it all the time. Those are your people. They voted for you and with us and saw your vision from the beginning. This is who we're here to support today, in addition to the whole milk for healthy schools, which will help all children. Just remember, eat real food, and drink whole milk. What a joy again it is to be here, and I especially want to thank all of our incredible farmers for what you do. So, sir, with that, I'll turn it over to Secretary Kennedy.
And just before you do that, how are we doing with food prices, bringing them down?
Yes, sir. Well,
Oh,
I'm
is
glad
this
you asked,
affordable
because
affordability?
I brought a chart, and that just happened to be right behind me. So, speaking of milk, milk is actually way down, and I know we're here to talk about that today. Obviously,
44%.
That's right, sir.
44% down. Milk, 44% down.
Eggs is way down. Milk is way down. This is just since we took office, sir. Fresh whole chicken down 2%, cheese down, tomatoes down, butter down. Of
Tomatoes,
course,
butter,
eggs are way
cheese,
down.
fresh
Potatoes down
chicken.
almost 3%, fresh fruits down almost 3%. But this is just the beginning. And as we continue to bring the cost of farming down, bring the cost of inputs down, open up the markets, support our farmers, we'll see even more affordability moving forward.
And eggs are down 31%, so it's really something. Where's Bobby?
Bobby's right here. I'm going to sit there. Bobby's
Right here,
not
Mr.
talking about
President.
this.
Go ahead, wherever you want. Go ahead. We like Bobby.
And I want to echo what Brooke said about finally having a president that sees the alignment
I missed the
between
catch on this.
farm prosperity, good food policy, and the health of our children. These are common sense associations. Democrats have been talking
Probably
about
could have
them
caught some
for
if I put a good
eons.
foot up,
Republicans been
or
talking
good bit
about
up.
them. We finally have a president that is implementing these policies and getting real food to our children. Today, President Trump signs the Whole Milk for Healthy Kids Act of 2025, a long overdue correction to the school nutrition policy that puts children's health first.
Yeah, it's only when Trump
For
says the
years,
word Francisco.
Washington treated fat, especially saturated fat, as
They
the
said
enemy.
affordability,
Made a
not
war
Trump.
on saturated fat. This is the peacetime president. He's made 8.5 deals ending wars, and he's also ended the war on saturated fat. As a result, whole and 2% milk disappeared from school menus, even though science has never
Imagine
shown that
if-
whole milk harms children. Evidence increasingly shows the opposite. The
Here comes
panoply of
Bones.
nutrients in whole milk is critical to brain development and physical development in our children. Whole and 2% milk provide 13 essential ingredients critical for growth, development, immune system function, and overall health, including protein,
Even
calcium,
RFK isn't
vitamin
saying
D,
bone.
and healthy fats.
Crazy.
Yet since these milk options were
Dude,
removed
these
more than a
milk.
decade ago, school milk consumption and meal participation have declined dramatically. Today, between 68% and 94% of school-age boys and girls
I don't know if RFK
fail
is
to
not
meet
even saying that.
recommended dairy intake according to federal guidelines. When schools limit milk choices, the kids do not move to healthier substitutes. They move to caffeinated drinks, to sugar drinks, and to sweetened beverages with little or no nutritional value and the potential to wreak havoc on metabolic health, which is driving the chronic disease epidemic in our country.
I know, I get
During
this
the
every
same
time
period
whenever
that whole
RFK
milk was
talks.
regulated out of lunchroom, rates of childhood obesity and diabetes rose significantly. Removing whole milk did not improve health, it damaged it. Thanks to President Trump's leadership, this law fixes that
This is
mistake.
Twitter, Cal.
It
I'm
allows
watching it
schools
on.
in the National School Lunch Program to offer whole, reduced fat, low fat, or fat-free, flavored or unflavored.
Even RFK isn't
organic
saying
or
freaking
conventional.
bones.
It restores choice to schools, parents, and students and encourages consumption of nutrient-dense foods that kids will actually drink.
I don't know about
The
this
law
whole
also
bones thing,
removes
guys.
unnecessary bureaucracy by allowing parents or legal guardians to request milk substitutes without the necessity of involving a doctor.
Give me more no
And it
bones.
corrects a flawed technical rule by excluding fluid milk from saturated fat calculations
should
that
start
distorted
scaring
school menus.
Jeez.
Milk fat is not junk food. Treating it that way undermined nutrition and ignored the science. Last week, Secretary Rollins and I unveiled President Trump's new food pyramid and updated our dietary guidelines
not
with a
getting
clear
any no
message:
bone bills.
eat real food. This law puts that
Getting
principle
penny jumped
into
on no
action.
bones.
As Secretary of
Joe
Health and Human
DeGale
Services,
reported
I
this.
support this reform because it aligns federal policy with evidence-based nutrition, not ideology or dogma. Healthy kids need real food. They need real protein. They need healthy fats.
Come
and
on.
they need policies
Give me-
grounded in
all right, I got no
reality
bone.
and science.
We got
I
some
want to
more.
thank President Trump again for his vision, for signing this bill, for
Don't rug me,
continuing to
Trump.
put children's health first. This is exactly the kind of practical change that will make America healthy again.
Thank you. Thank you, Bobby. We have some milk here. It's been sitting here for 5 days.
Oh,
so
shoot. What's it gonna say on the note?
It's from the original bottle, and I brought it so the press can have some. You can swig it all out of the Remember the old days when we were kids, everybody shared a bottle? Today we tend not to do that.
Oh, no,
If
don't do
you'd
it,
like
Trump.
to, if
Don't
you
do
trust
it.
the person that you're drinking after, it's right here. It's yours.
Don't
okay?
do the bone joke.
Semi-fresh, 5-6 days old.
No bone joke.
Thank you. So Ben Carson, special man, knows a lot about health. He looks better than ever. So Ben, how about it?
Well,
What's Ben
thank you,
gonna
Mr.
say?
President.
Is
Thank
Ben-
you for being interested in the health of the people. It's made a big difference in facilitating.
Ben is the softest speaker ever.
Agencies can work together. Secretary Rollins, Secretary Kennedy, Marty McCary, Dr. Oz, the whole group, every week at least meeting once to talk about these things, and it's made a big difference.
He's such a soft
And I want
speaker,
to thank
man.
the dairy farmers. I know you guys have been in
He's
the
not really
doghouse
talking about
for a
health.
while. You're out of the doghouse today.
Yes, sir.
And, whole milk is a wonderful beverage. Good protein. We talk about real food. It is real food.
Don't say bones,
healthy
Ben.
fats.
Don't
important
get Trump thinking about
nutrients.
bones.
You look at vitamin D. You look at calcium, phosphorus, the things that are absolutely essential for bone development and for teeth.
Don't get Trump
But
on it.
as a
He said
neurosurgeon,
bone.
the thing I really
God.
like is what the brain, what it does for the brain.
Don't get
You know,
Trump thinking
the-
about
the
bones.
brain
Ben
starts
Carson
to
just said
develop right
bone.
after conception, and adds millions of neurons every single day.
Don't do it.
Continues to do that right up until the mid to late 20s. Now, it's important what that brain is getting during the development.
Stay on
Is it
brains.
getting
Don't
soda,
get Trump thinking about
or
bones,
is it getting
dude.
milk?
So milk would help your cognitive ability.
Oh, gosh.
Absolutely. You can tell who's been
Don't
Take a
taking
cognitive test.
Okay, stay on cognitive.
I've taken
Don't
a lot.
talking about bones, Trump.
I've aced every one of them because I drink
This
milk.
is sketchy.
It's
Fast
good
forward.
and it shows.
Do you consider there to be a big difference in taste between what you are having and
Okay.
This is just, it just looks so good sitting there, right? Yes, sir. It looks better.
Shoot, he might actually do it.
Go ahead, Ben. Sorry to interrupt
You
you.
know, when you go to school and you give the kids milk, real milk, when you pour the stuff that looks
So
like
stupid.
dish pan water, you don't particularly want that. It doesn't taste good either.
Don't do it,
This is a
Trump.
great day. It's only a part of what's happening with our emphasis on health. You know, our longevity has been going down. In other industrialized nations, it's been going up. It's because
He kind of
we
passed
haven't
the
been
bone
paying
thing. It
attention
didn't
to
hit
this.
here.
That has changed, and we want to thank you for your leadership.
Well, thank you very much, Ben. Appreciate it. Appreciate all
next?
you've done, too, for the country. I'd like to ask a few of our senators to say a couple of words. Maybe we should start with the Democrat in our midst.
Okay, I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better about no bone.
Peter
See
Welch.
if I can get
and,
some.
Thank you very much for being here, Peter.
No,
We made
thank
it through
you.
that.
You know, our dairy farmers are so
Oh, it's
vitally
already-
important.
it's already
They have a way
reacting.
of life that transmits from one generation to another, and it's tougher than ever for our dairy farmers in Vermont, our dairy farmers in Pennsylvania, and others, South Carolina, are here. But they're the lifeblood of the community. Nobody works harder, and nobody does things that are better for our nutrition. And also for our kids, I'm in agreement. The kids having access to healthy milk is good milk, whole milk, is really good for them. And one of the things that I get very excited about, that
He's
the
really
Vermont
letting these
farmers
senators talk.
about
I thought he was going to try to get
is
on Iran
they
fast
have their milk
and move off of
from their
bones.
farm that then goes directly to many of our schools. And then kids come out to the farms and start seeing how milk is made, what farming is about. That's good for America. It's not a party deal. This has been a bipartisan effort. I appreciate working with my colleague, Senator Marshall, who did a great job, and JT when I was in the House. And Tim, thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you,
President.
Peter. It's got to be like a 90-10 issue, another one of those 90-10. It's good to have you on our side. But it's a great issue, and it's a great thing to.
When he gets to
do,
Q&A,
and
there's
we're
no
very
way
proud of
someone's
it. We're
actually
very
going to ask
proud
him
of our
about
farmers.
freaking milk.
Senator, do you want to say a few words?
Sure, I'll be very brief. We all want to see you sign this bill. But I really appreciate you and Brooke bringing up the Secure Rural Schools legislation. This is critical legislation to our rural communities across this country, and we have to fight every couple of years to get it extended just a couple of years. And this extension we got this year went back to pick up a few years that we missed, and it's going to expire again at the end of the next year. And Mr. President and Secretary, I'm going to encourage us to get back in here to sign a Secure Rural Schools bill that is permanent. I want to set a goal, or hope that you'll set a goal with me to get that done. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Greg. Anybody?
Mr. President? Yeah, Mr. President, thank you so much for having us here. On behalf of Kansas dairy farmers, thank you. Milk is the most wholesome, nutritious drink known to humankind.
Don't say
Not
bones.
only is it full of essential nutrients,
Oh, gosh. Why
it's
is
full
another
of
guy
healthy
talking about health?
fats as well as protein. As Dr. Carson pointed out, those healthy fats are what helps that brain develop and help you absorb the fat.
He's going to say
the
bones,
fat-soluble
dude. He's going to get
vitamins.
Trump on
The
bones.
protein
I know
is
it's
why you
coming.
drink
He's going
milk
to
and
say
you're not hungry
calcium
again
for
in 30
bones, dude.
minutes.
This guy's going to do it,
I have
and
to
Trump's going
point
to say
out
it.
that under the previous couple administrations ago, thanks
He's
to
gonna
them,
do
we
it.
have a whole generation of young adults who have osteopenia and osteoporosis because they never drank milk for an entire generation. So getting milk back in the schools is going to give us healthy
gonna be
bones
freaking
and healthy
bone
minds.
shit.
It sticks to your ribs and it tastes great. Thanks for your leadership. Yes, sir, Mr. President. Thank you.
Anybody? Politically first, and then we'll go to the farmers.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Mr. President, thank you so much.
survived.
I want to ask
We
Dr.
survived.
Carson if there's an age limit
Holy
on
shit.
the cognitive ability. Yes. Drinking a whole lot more.
So ready to sell, dude.
Thank you so much.
We survived.
We
We
literally
survived.
have legislators here that have worked on this for years.
This is, I'm just,
This is something
this is such a,
very, very difficult. You're able to help us
You
get
would
it
think
over
it
the...
would have been very easy, actually.
Exactly, but you
Can
were
this
able
guy
to
just
help
get
us
on top?
it
I
over
didn't
the
think
top.
he'd, like,
You
let
and your
these
great
many
team,
people
Brooke,
talk about
all of
freaking-
these people have done such a good job, not only with this issue, but all that we're doing for the farm community, which is so, so very important. So thank you very, very much. And I know that you're going to continue to support farmers like you have.
We do, right from the
Since you were
beginning.
elected. Thank you.
all right, get to Q&A.
Mr. President, G.T. Thompson,
Yep.
Chairman of the House Agriculture Committee. I have been working on this bill for 15 years, and thank you.
That's amazing.
Because of your support and your leadership, we were able to get this across the line.
It's such a shame that it would be so hard.
Common sense
it's common
was
sense.
lost, and in the the benefits today go to those precious children that we see over there. It goes to our dairy farm families who work so hard 7 days a week. There's no day off for a dairy farmer. And quite frankly, our rural communities who, when the misguided move to take whole milk and 2% milk and flavor out of the schools, we lost a generation, probably 2 generations of milk drinkers, and it devastated those rural communities because you lose the dairy farms, then you lose all the supplies, businesses, and then you lose grocery stores, and you lose community pharmacies. Well, that day ends today with your signature. We reverse that trend and we build
Let's
a
move
robust
past this.
rural economy. And I'll just close with what will be the theme of my next bumper sticker: whole milk heals.
That's right. Yeah. That's what they say. I think it's probably true. Anybody else?
Well, Mr. President, as Chairman of the
man,
Education and
so
Workforce
many
Committee,
people.
this fits, with the kids, with what they
So
they can
many
enjoy in school and grow from. Also to have G.T. Thompson sponsor the bill on that committee, and I think I've worked with
Supreme
you for
Court
15
could definitely
years.
come up.
But we finally got it done in committee. This makes an impact for education, for our workforce, the health that's there, and the reality of what this farming industry does. I live in the most diverse farm district in Michigan. Thanks for coming to Michigan yesterday.
It was great.
And my kids were raised on,
Oh,
it's
gosh.
legal now, raw milk, taken right out of the bone
Oh,
tank.
it's going to be another bone
My
line,
oldest
dude.
son became a Pulitzer-nominated journalist for the Chicago
Okay.
Tribune, and I think the milk did it, right?
Oh, it's a
Then I have the benefit of Dr. Carson being a graduate of Andrews University in my district, so all of that goes together.
Good.
Thank
He's
you for
focusing
signing
on the
this.
mental
It'll make a
benefits.
difference.
Great job. So how about a couple of the farmers? Would anybody like to speak? Would
Yeah,
you like to?
if you
Do you
wanna-
like?
Man, are the farmers
you
gonna
wanna
talk
just
about
say how great milk is?
Bones are.
Yes, Mr. President, we want to say thank you for doing this. It's been stated several times how long this took, and so thank you for your support and leadership in finally making this happen. As a mom and a dairy farmer, this isn't just a big win for the dairy farm families across the country, but as it's been said, the millions of school-age kids that depend on school lunches for their nutrition and to fuel their bodies. So thank you.
So they've been fighting this for years then, huh?
15 years.
Well, have
Before
you been
these
fighting
kids.
it? You're too young to be fighting it. Have you been fighting it for that long?
For a while, we've been fighting it. I mean, I think I speak for everybody. It's been a long time coming, so your leadership is it.
Well, it's great. I had no idea you were just seems to make sense, right? Hard to believe. When you said 15 years, I said, you have to be kidding. It's government is tough. Government can be very tough. How about you? Would you like to say something?
So we are very grateful and thankful that you passed this.
Surprisingly,
bill, it is common sense as to what we should be consuming. Whole foods
some of these
and
other
whole
yeses aren't getting that cheap.
Unfortunately, that has not been the case for a few years. But research shows, and our MAHA movements have been taking the right steps to make America healthy. And our children are growing into active teenagers and athletes. And what do they need? They need strong bones.
Oh,
they
gosh,
need the
another
energy.
bones thing.
They need
Oh,
the
gosh.
healthy muscles. And so we are so grateful that the science is there, and we are actually.
I don't know
at
how I
the
feel about
right
this
point
bones
and the
thing.
right
It's not
step,
fun
making
sweating
sure
bones.
America
There's
is
so many
healthy.
ways
we're very
bones are
thankful.
coming up.
It's so great. I look forward to getting it all the time. Sometimes I open a refrigerator and I say milk with rice and milk with water and milk with everything, and I say, what kind of milk is it? That's what I like right there. That's great. Thank you very much. Beautiful. Please,
Good.
Kim.
Another Dodge.
Hi, my name is Patrice Anluca. I am the
Not
Center
fun
Director at the
sweating this
Independent
man.
Women's Forum. I work on economic policies, but I'm also a mom of boys, as you can see. This is Jesse. Jesse, you want to say your name and age?
My name is Jesse.
Is Jesse going to talk about bones? Don't talk about bones, Jesse.
I want to be an engineer when I grow up. I am a first grader. I also know where does milk come from.
Good job. Good job.
Where does it come from?
So first farmers milk it, and then next they put it into a coal tank, and then they to take the germs out, they put it very hot, and then they put it back in the coal tank, and then they haul it to somewhere that is cold in a big refrigerator.
What, that is unbelievable. I'm going to give him a medal. Everybody, these guys want it. Let me tell you, politicians want it. I'm going to give that to you. Is that okay?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. That's
And
beautiful.
this is Daniel, his younger brother. Daniel, how old are you?
5.
And what grade are you in?
For kindergarten.
Kindergarten. And these boys are involved in sports. They go to a public
gosh,
school
don't
in the
talk about
Maryland
bones.
area, and many of their friends are drinking the kind of options that they don't really like. And so it's good that as they get to drink a glass of milk every morning,
Here it comes.
their friends will be able to drink that at school as
I
well.
think
So
it's
thank you
great.
very much for
Beautiful
what you're
boys,
doing for
beautiful
public
people.
school kids in particular.
Skip on this.
Beautiful people. Thank you very much. Doing a great job, too.
Thank you.
Please.
I'm Amber Schwartz. I'm also with Independent
This is
Women,
not a
but I'm
fun
here with
sweat.
my
I
son,
don't
Luke, who's
wish I
13
took
years
no
old.
bone.
We're in
This is not
Alexandria,
fun.
Virginia.
There's so many angles
Luke
they
needs a
could
lot
bring
of
up
protein
bone,
right
dude.
now to grow. In fact, his doctor just told
Oh
us
my
between
gosh.
60 and 70 grams a week, and that's. I can't feed him a whole chicken every day, so supplementing with milk is really helping us. Unfortunately, at school they've offered skim milk and
Do you need a lot of
chocolate,
protein? Why can't you
and
just
he
have
does not
skim milk?
like either, and so he has been turning
It's
to the juice
same
boxes
protein.
and
Oh, he doesn't like it.
other drinks that have sugar. And so thank you for giving him the opportunity, and
Great.
parents too, to make a choice.
That's great. That's really great. How about you?
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm
Nice,
the one.
beautiful red hair. Look
I tried to match here.
How many more bone
But I'm the
questions are there going to
aforementioned
be?
one from Butler, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
So you know that place very well, and we still love you. So,
Thank you.
but Mr.
Thank
President, I was thinking last night when I was milking what I was going to say, and I thought, well, this is such a monumental day in agriculture, not just dairy farmers, but for all of
I love her
agriculture. because
disgusting.
It helps me as a producer, helps the processors. It also helps these kids here. So it's good all around, and this is perfect legislation.
I know, I
Great
really can't
day
do it anymore.
For America is what this is.
Thank you very much. Beautifully said, and we appreciate it. And it is a great place that you come from. I love it. Please.
Mr. President, thank you. It's an honor to be here, and I think this is about choices. This day's been a long time coming. We've been waiting on this for many years, and it's great that we're able to provide choices now in schools with whole milk. Well, thank
Is it
you for
easier
that,
for
and
farmers
thank
to
you
do whole
for,
milk?
Everything that you do for the dairy industry, that us dairy farmers produce valuable nutrients every day for consumers.
So you're going to need to produce more milk because you're not mixing it up with all sorts of things, right?
That's right.
That's great. It's a big. How much of an increase will that be?
You're still holding Biden no? Oh my gosh, what's that down
a lot
to?
More.
A lot more. Absolutely.
Still in the
That's
60s.
boy, that's so good for the industry.
Absolutely.
Hard to believe you had to wait so long.
Yep. So thank you.
Is there one more
I'd like
farmer?
to thank you again for your support behind this, and the gentleman standing behind you. Like you said, we worked 15 years on it. I advocate for our industry a lot out in the community, and I know I've been into high schools, I've been in middle schools where the students want milk. I did a taste test one time at a high school where
He's gonna talk
we gave
about
them whole milk
freaking
versus
bones.
the skim milk their school was giving, and the kids love the whole milk. So just your all
Biden know
support
at
behind us,
44? I don't
your
know.
support getting it pushed through, I really appreciate what you've done and what the gentleman behind you were able to do.
We support the farmer.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
The
sir.
farmer knows what's right better than anybody.
Varun
else.
got no
Bobby
Biden
will
at like
tell you
20,
that.
I
The
think.
farmer, they know what's right.
Yes, sir.
Especially when it comes to things like this. Sorry it took so long. It was 15 years. I can't believe it. Howard, would you like to say something?
What's amazing is that the president has the leadership and common sense
Whoa, what is that
to
audio?
drive the right outcomes. Why should kids not be given the choice to drink whole milk?
Dang,
How is that
Biden,
even
yes, is
possible?
getting so low, dude.
It's amazing
I might
to
have to
work
get
for you
some of
because
this.
you just own common sense and you're driving it through our economy, you're driving it through the farmers, got great leadership in Secretary Rollins and Secretary Kennedy, and it's great
I'll
fun to
scale
be
into
here
a
because,
Biden
I mean,
position,
think of
maybe.
today. I mean, how much fun is this? It's just common sense. Come
You
on.
like the Oval Office.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful.
Even the media, they come here, they're here a lot, but it's sort of.
I mean, it's up to you if you want to sell or not. I think he's going to say Biden when it gets to
It
Q&A.
all begins and ends and then re-begins here.
I would
There is no
consider
place
selling,
like
but it's
it,
up
right?
to you. I don't want to
It's not
flood
exactly.
you
There's no place
and
like
have you be
You love
mad.
the country especially, there's no place like it. So thank you. Thank you, Howard, very much. So let's sign it. Should I sign it?
Yes, sir.
Your last chance. I could. Maybe you go another 15 years. Right? Let's do it. Do
You
it.
go stand right there by
Come
the
on,
president.
right here.
All right, sign it and get done with all this bone
Good
talk.
one here. This is right.
Let's
This
just
is an important
get
one
out of
for
this
me.
bone conversation. Man. Move on from the bones.
Okay, not bad. Not bad. Too bad. Which signed by AutoPen.
Oh, AutoPen
You
mentioned.
can never make a mistake. They made a lot of mistakes. Anyway, here it is.
But no Biden.
Thank you.
Someone to get a mog
Thank
this?
you all very much. You have it?
Thank you.
Gonna
Thank
drink a lot?
you.
I'm going to start drinking a lot of milk.
We appreciate it.
Okay, thank you very much. That's great. You hold that on for a little while. You'll give it to us later, okay? It's a good job you did. That's correct.
All right, let's move on.
So, any questions on what we just signed?
Mr. President, on Iran, Mr. President,
Yeah, let's talk about this.
I've got one of the milk. Coming from a family, my dad was a dairy engineer.
Oh, he's actually forcing questions on
There
milk.
he is. Drink lots of whole milk in my day. Would you look at this as being a shift from what the industry kind of went woke with the oat milk and the almond
It's
milk?
going the exact, it's amazing.
It's going exactly.
If he's actually going to take questions, maybe I'll sell at 95.
There are a lot of changes being made in the last year. As you know, we're still a little bit less than a year. I think
I
there's
doubt I
probably
can
never
now.
been a year like this for a president or for a country. We have tremendous success. We've had success with everything we've done. And the economy now is coming
Wait, did he
back.
really?
And
People
here's
are
an
saying
example
that?
of farmers are going to be working harder to produce because it's not
He
going
said
to
it
be watered
softly
down
to the
by
kids.
something. And it's great to see it. And if you'd like a zip of that, I'd give it to you. It's actually been here. It's only been here for a few minutes before we started. It's not 5 days. 5 days and open, right? No, it's not. But
Yeah, he is
it's,
forcing milk
it's
questions.
an honor. What we've done in the country in the last year, it's incredible. All of us together. It's incredible. So I appreciate the question.
Mr. President, Ron, you said that the killing
Okay,
stopped.
good.
Who told you?
Now Iran. Now we can get away from milk.
I've been informed by very important sources on the other side, and they've said the killing has stopped and the executions won't take place. There was supposed to be a lot of executions today, and that the executions won't take place. And we're going to find out.
Milk
We're
is
gonna find
officially out
information.
as a
We'll find
topic.
out. But we've been told on good authority, and I hope it's true. Who knows, right? Who knows?
We've
Crazy
seen body
world.
bags, so how do you trust them?
You've seen that over the last few days, and they said people were shooting at them with guns, and they were shooting back, and it's one of those things. But
Milk is out,
they told me
Iran
that
is
there'll be
in.
no executions, and so I hope that's true.
Does this mean military action is now off the table against Iran?
Well, we're going to watch and see what the process is, but we were given a very good statement by people that are aware of what's going on.
Considering military action, is that still a threat?
No executions. Everybody's talking about a lot of executions were taking place today. We were just told no executions. I hope that's true. That's a big thing. Yes, Becky.
The Foreign Minister of Greenland, she said a while ago in a press conference in an embassy of Denmark that she made very clear in the meeting that happened here in the White House what are their limits. She also said that it was a very respectful meeting. Are those limits going to be respected?
This is a
Well,
Greenland
we're going to
topic.
see what happens with Greenland. We need
Yeah, I
Greenland
should've
for
just
national
mocked
security,
Greenland.
So we're going to see what happens. They're going to brief me on the meeting right after this
I gotta
conference.
speed this up.
In fact, the sooner I get you out, the faster I'm going to know exactly what happened. But we have a very good relationship with Denmark, as you know. We'll see. But we're doing the Golden Dome. We're doing a lot of things, and we
Golden
really need
Dome?
it.
Is that
If
in
we
a
don't go
weekly?
in, Russia's going to go in, and China's going to go in. And there's not a thing that Denmark can do about it, but we can do everything
There's
about
no
it.
more than what they can do there.
Well,
I should have just bought the 85 cent.
But we need it. I'm not the first one. This was talked about by President Truman, and 40 years before
Wow,
President
nuclear
Truman,
down
they
to
were talking
30s.
about it. They've been talking about this for 100 years. This is not anything so new. A lot of people don't realize that, but this was a hot subject. Probably not as hot as it is now, but it was a hot subject for a long time. We need it for national
Hot
security.
subject,
And that
not the
includes for
hottest.
Europe. And I spoke with, as you know, Mark, the head of NATO, and he really wants to see something happen. It's very
It's being reported that Health and Human Services released frozen funds to Planned Parenthood. I'm wondering why this
Planned
happened and why
Parenthood?
Planned Parenthood is receiving any federal
I don't know
funds.
anything about that. Bobby, do you know anything about that?
What was the question?
It's being reported that frozen funds were released to Planned Parenthood in December by HHS. I'm wondering why that happened.
I have not heard that. I have not heard that.
Mr. President, on NATO, right now it sounds like you are saying that you would potentially acquire Greenland by force. That would be a NATO country.
You're saying that.
Are you saying that? Would you do that?
You're
by force?
saying that.
Would you acquire them by force right
You're
now?
telling me.
He literally said we might
that-
use military
That's what I'm going
force.
to do. You don't know what I'm going to do.
But now it's
So
like
what are
you're
the
saying.
options?
Your network
Because
doesn't know either.
the Danish foreign minister said that there's so fundamental
Trump is
differences
so
after the
funny,
meeting with
man.
Rubio and with the vice president. Are you willing to leave the NATO alliance in order to get what you want with Greenland? What are the options right
Well, I
now?
wouldn't be telling you what I'm willing to do, certainly. I'm not going to give up options, but it's very important. Greenland's very important for the national security.
By the way,
including
it's
Denmark.
not lagging. I'm
And the
fast
problem is,
forwarding
there's
it.
not a thing that Denmark can
So-
do about it if Russia or China wants to occupy Greenland. But there's everything we can do. You found that out last week with Venezuela. There's everything we can do about things such as that. Not going to happen. We're not, I can't rely on Denmark being
I think
able
we're
to
safe. Loxy on
fend
no bone.
themselves off. They were talking about they put an extra dog, and they were serious about this. They put an extra dog sled there last month. They added a second dog sled. That's not going to do the trick.
Denmark fought alongside the United States in both Afghanistan
Thank you,
and
John.
Iraq.
I appreciate it.
But
I have a very good relationship
they're
with
an
Denmark,
ally
and we'll
of
see how it all works out. I think something will work out. Yeah.
Mr. President. On Venezuela,
Oh, Venezuela question?
Cabello, the de facto number 2 in Venezuela right now, he seemed pretty reluctant to work with the U.S.
See what this
Obviously,
goes
he-
to.
They just gave us 50 million
Cabello,
barrels of oil.
the number 2, the Venezuela security chief.
I know the number 1. We just had a great conversation today, and she's a terrific person. I mean, she's somebody that we've worked with very well. Marco Rubio is dealing with her. I dealt with her this morning. We had a long call. We discussed a lot of things, and I think we're getting along very well with Venezuela. Yes.
You created a new Assistant Attorney General position dedicated to rooting out fraud in the
Yeah,
United
it's
States.
fantastic. The person is fantastic.
Who is it?
It's a he.
When are you
I
going
will
to
tell you maybe within minutes. I mean, I don't know if it's appropriate to say yet because we're going through a process, but we have chosen a person who's very tough, very smart, very fair.
speech yesterday in Michigan about how you've recalibrated the American economy to work for workers, U.S. auto factories. We've seen core inflation's completely tamed. You lowered the trade deficits, the lowest amount
This is supposed to be about
American
milk.
exports are growing. But
Have
we're
you not
also
watched
waiting
enough
on
Trump
the Supreme Court
speeches?
case for tariffs. Given the success that you've had in the first 12 months, what is at stake in this case,
It's a
sir?
little bit like whole milk. I can't believe we even have a case. This was a case started by very China-centric
China-centric.
people and also anti-American people, frankly, people that don't want us to do well. Tariffs have helped us stop 8 wars. They've helped us get the best trade numbers we've ever had. They've helped us get $18 trillion brought into the country. And maybe above all else, they've given us tremendous national security. Just the threat of tariffs. You saw that just yesterday when I put
just hits 8
tariffs on
wars
a
and
certain
trillion
country.
in a
We
second.
won't talk about that country, but you know what it is. Based on the fact that if you do business with that country, you know, it's going to make them, it's going to bring them to the table a lot faster. So we have made hundreds of billions of dollars with tariffs.
Until
We have very little inflation. Think of it. Inflation's gone down and productivity, everything has gone up. We've never taken in money like we have. We've never had anywhere near $18 trillion invested in our country, neither has any other country. It's the biggest number by maybe
See how
5 times.
low
5
nuclear's gonna
times,
get.
not 5%, 5 times. Nobody's ever seen numbers
Just
like
ready
this.
to pull bids.
We have plants going up. You know, you mentioned I was in Michigan yesterday. I was at the Ford plant where they make the Ford 150. It's one of the original plants. It was from before World War I. It's a giant plant. That plant was probably going to be closed. And 2
Somali's
years ago,
holding
they were
so
doing very
resilient.
poorly. And now they just announced yesterday that they're going to go 24 hours around the clock. 3 shifts, which they rarely do. That's Ford, and Ford's having the best numbers they've ever had. General Motors having the best numbers they've ever had. Stellantis, which hasn't been here, is now investing billions, tens of billions of dollars on building in the country. We're building auto plants all over the country. We're building AI all over the country. We're leading China by a lot, and a lot of it has to do with tariffs. That would be a very disappointing decision, and especially since the people that are fighting me are people that want China to do well. And we're doing great against China. We're doing great against everybody. We're the hottest country anywhere in the world.
Holy. Hottest hit.
We're right now the hottest country anywhere in the world. And a year and a half ago, we were a dead country. Thank you very much, everybody.
We're done. Let's go. Thank you. Cameras, move, please. Thank you, guys.
Oh my God, who was so fast to bond the nose? People were so fast. No. Wait up. Someone is sending me. I have to check this whisper clip. Holy cow, dude. Dude, what is happening with Biden? The speech is already over. People are debating if it was said or not. Someone is telling me it might have been. I don't know. I'm trying to get information on this. Let me just message this person. Ivan, I just messaged you on Disc. Let me pause this. Ivan, check my message on Disc. If you're still here. Okay. So people are saying, I have a video. People are saying it might have been whispered. Let me see.
Okay, not bad. Not bad.
Oh, man. Oh, that's... I don't know. I don't want to... I don't have a position in this market, so I don't want to... I don't want to create any FUD on anything. So I don't know if I should show this video or not on This is you you heard it. Look, I have no I never recommend getting involved in rules disputes. This is definitely going to be disputed, but it sounds like he whispered it. Okay, someone sent in the Discord. Good. Someone sent in the Discord. I'm out of this. It's not on me. But here, I will show you the tape then. But no one can say I'm fudding anyone anywhere or the other. I have no position on this. So I'm not... let me see. Let me download it. Here we go. I will play the clip. Let me pull this up. Okay. So here is the clip. Oh. I'm totally... Here's the clip where people are saying he said Biden. Okay? He's going to whisper it to the child right here.
Okay, not bad. Not bad.
You see that? He just said, "See Biden." All right, watch.
Okay, not bad. Not bad.
He says, "See Biden," and then he probably would have said, like, Biden would have used the auto pen or something. I'll play one more time.
Okay, not bad. Not bad.
I think this has to go yes, probably. It seems pretty clearly Biden. But you know what? I'm not going to get involved in the dispute. But he says, "See Biden." And then he was probably going to say, Biden used to sign this with an auto pen, knowing Trump. Yeah, if the clapping did start a second earlier, it would have for sure. But it's kind of, you can see it's kind of debated now at like 96, 99. What a crazy Biden mention. Whoever was first to catch that. Did you catch that live, Ivan, or did someone send that to you? You heard not bad? I think it's a pretty clear Biden. He said, "See Biden." And then, so you found this. What was the price at, Ivan? Were you the first to react to the price? I saw it jump to like 95. Did you get those like 95-cent shares? Oh, you were slow? Because I did see it trade to like 95 live. Dang, man. There were so many shares to click when he suddenly ended this speech. I was so delayed on clicking. You have 17.95 at 87. Well, it's crazy. It went to 50 cents after the speech. Did someone like mog it towards... Holy dude. It went all the way down to... What is this? Like low 50s. It kind of cuts out. Wait, let me change it to live. Then it'll show me it better. So let's see. The speech ended just a few minutes ago. So you can see it jumped up to 94 because people caught it live. And then seems like they were kind of farming it. And then it jumped all the way down to 57 right when the speech ended because the people who didn't hear it probably just slammed no's. And then people realized the clip is going around. Now it's bonded, yes. You saw it drop to the 20s after the speech? Really? Holy cow. I only saw it in the 50s temporarily. Oh, shoot. You missed on the hottest. What a crazy way for him to say Biden. Yeah, now it's like bonded. That is crazy. So somebody got the click up to like 95 live during the speech. Then after the speech ended, I guess people that didn't hear it bought no's. And then people just pumped it back up to like 99 now. It's got to go yes with that clip, I think. That is crazy. Oh, you noticed right away? Dang, I wasn't paying enough attention, I guess. Well, I think we did okay with our strikes, right? We made about 400. We'll take it. No, Biden was running close to 90s when the stream ended. At this point, the probability is based on the rules settlement, so is no 2% value. You could maybe make that case, but like, yeah, I mean, you could maybe make that case. I personally obviously try to stay out of rules disputes, but like, maybe there is fair value at 2%, but like, it's Gaussian resolves on price. We settle this in the order books, Karsten. Yeah, I mean, order book action, definitely something to think about. I don't know. I think it goes yes. That's a pretty clear clip where he says, so Biden, but man, that's bizarre. I should have watched that live. I know you DM'd me that, Ivan. I didn't watch the clip during the speech because I was like, I'll watch it after. But if I would have known, I could have watched it then try to accumulate some after. But look, I'm a good person. I don't farm retail. Dang, dude, this speech did like 1 million in volume. You tried to help. 1 million volume on this freaking Trump speech. These things are getting crazy. Well, we survived no bone, man. That was a sweat. And obviously no Maduro held. I should have gotten more no Maduro. I kept trying to. I would have taken this up to like 2K probably at least. You heard it, but thought maybe you didn't say it and go back to check live. Yeah, honestly, like spots like that are a perfect example of just like setting limits. If you think there's a chance someone's going to like miss-mog the other way. And in this case, somebody miss-mogged no right when the speech ended. To be honest, though, there is definitely a cultural thing with mentions now where people do try to like rule cuck a little bit. And I think too much. But like, this isn't really a cuck. This is just like, it was said, but it wasn't said in an obvious way. But, yeah. Trading paused. It's probably smart, to be honest. Don't let a rules debate go out of hand. But, yeah, I mean, not much left today. There's this Iranian foreign minister later today. Maybe I'll look at that. Probably won't, to be honest. Check some NBA games out. But, well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another incredible Trump announcement, a historic Trump announcement to bring 2% and whole milk back to schools. What other president could get some monumental legislation like that done? No one else. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back as always.